Hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you on Thursday, October 5th, on behalf of Arcadia Economics. Today, we have a quick video about our U.S. President Donald Trump. Had some interesting comments about the Puerto Rico debt. Puerto Rico, if you're not aware, not doing too well financially, also affected by some of the recent storms. And recently, we had a comment from Trump that relevant to Puerto Rico, but also interesting when you think of perhaps how some bigger implications if you follow his line of thinking here. Quote, in regards to Puerto Rico's debt by Trump, we have to look at their whole debt structure. They owe a lot of money to your friends on Wall Street. Thought it was funny. Forget which reporter he was talking to, but I like how he associates mainstream media with your friends on Wall Street. The more I learn, the more I hear they are connected in certain ways. But back to the quote. They owe a lot of money to your friends on Wall Street. We're going to have to wipe that out. That's going to have to be, you can say goodbye to that. I don't know if it's Goldman Sachs, but whoever it is, you can wave goodbye to that. Now, it was interesting, of course, his spokesman, a fellow named Mike Mulvaney, director of White House Budget Office, says not to take that literally. I think what you heard the president say is that Puerto Rico is going to have to figure out a way to solve its debt problem. Sure, a lot of these guys would ideally be well served to figure out a way to solve the debt problem. The unfortunate thing, especially if you substitute in the U.S. government instead of Puerto Rico for a second, yeah, I think the U.S. government should find a way to solve the debt problem. At least as far as I or anyone that I've ever come across can see who's looked into the matter. It's kind of past the point of no return, but it's interesting to hear these comments from Trump. Well, I know he says he never technically declared bankruptcy, although my opinion is familiar with the bankruptcy code. And again, it's just interesting that he's saying wipe the debt out, because in the end, a lot of this stuff is all just digital bank paper. And I've wondered before, all right, if these debt amounts get so much, I mean, typically that's what happens. When someone goes bankrupt, the debt is wiped out, the money isn't repaid. Now, Congress and the politicians go around demagoguing, saying, well, this is the U.S., we can't default on the debt, that's unpatriotic, and blah, blah, blah. Although, in the end, yeah, I don't think it's ideal to default on the debt, yet there's no physical way they can actually pay it, so at least doing the honest thing and acknowledging that the debt is in default rather than just lifting the debt ceiling and saying, well, we're going to keep borrowing more and pretending that the issue isn't there, certainly would seem more responsible. Now, I'm not saying that Trump is necessarily, well, he's not even saying this about the U.S. as a sovereign entity, but it's interesting seeing that here you have bad debt. I think the article says it's trading down to 32 cents on the dollar. So maybe there's some recovery value. Maybe there's some amount that they pay back. But again, fascinating to see the president coming out with this stance. I wonder if someone really pressed him and said, look, these are the numbers of the U.S. fiscal position. Here's something that's really unsustainable. What's your take on that? Does he advocate wiping out the U.S. debt? Does he advocate wiping out other debts? Who really knows? Although when you think about it, in terms of how does this situation ultimately get resolved, it's an interesting possibility to think about. And certainly we'll see how it goes, because at least from pure number standpoint, accounting, looking at any cash flows, how the U.S. could ever pay what it owes plus the unfunded liabilities remains a mystery. So leave your comments below if you have any ideas or thoughts, and we'll be back here tomorrow with another update, keeping you on top of the financial markets in 5 minutes a day. How about that? So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.